Well, hello everyone. We are here today with Christian Iheanetu, and we are so excited to hear about his book, The Niagara Assignment. Good morning, Christian.
Good morning.
Christian, would you tell us about your book?
Okay. The Niagara assignment is it's my very first officially published work. And it's a book that took me 2 years to put together actually. And like most authors, stories are born out of an idea. An idea comes from, maybe it could be from a personal experience, it could be from what you heard from people or what you observed around your place. Yeah, so basically that's how ideas come into place, and then stories form, plots are formed. So about the Niagara assignment, this is a story that shows about a place or a system that has been captured, a captured system. It's the plot is it's about a country that was captured. The government and everything captured. A puppet president is being put in place, and the entire organ of the government is also being controlled by the same people. They're just like a criminal gang. Yeah. So, including the legal system, including the executive arm of the government, the judiciary, the police, the military, and it's a kind of stifling environment to the people. They're doing everything. They're killing, they're raping, they're stealing the country's treasury and everything. And then those people are really captured and they are completely helpless. They can't do anything about it. So, and then you don't go for justice in a system. You see that the people that are giving you justice are the same people subjugating you and the same people killing you and doing all the sorts of things. So, and then everybody got tired. They don't know what to do. They're taking it like the normal, whereas it's never the normal. And then there's this group, they call them the G7. So they are statesmen. They're after what to do, how to come about a solution, a permanent solution to free the people from this oppressiveness. This is a situation a policeman could shoot you and then nothing happens. He could shoot people, kill people, nothing happens. No law, no nothing. And then people are dying, people are suffering. A lot of injustices is being done to people. And then the G7 took it upon themselves and they tried to seek a solution. So they knew if they had to meet in the country, they got to get intelligence about their meeting, and they're going to get them and they're going to execute them. So they got to meet outside the country somewhere safer. So they held a meeting, they discussed about what to do, and they decided they have to put a stop to this. So how do they put a stop to this? They're not professionals. They don't know what to do. So they got to go start looking for someone with the capability, the capacity to handle the situation, to take the power back and give it to the people and free them from this slavery. So they took the initiative, and then they had to make several contacts to get to the right man. And of course, the right man is Jerry Kingston. Jerry Kingston is the lead role. He's the man for the job. He's an ex-commando. He's a marksman. He's highly trained over the years. He's been doing stuff like that. Even in the Middle East, he has gone for assignment in the Middle East where he had to pull down a drug lord who's been financing terrorism in the Middle East. So he's been doing all these assignments. So he has a very great credential, a very solid matching credential to show that he is able to take on this assignment. But then the assignment is one that he has never gone, that capacity of assignment, he hasn't taken such before, because it has to do with the whole country, a nation. And then he has weighed all the odds, and he has thought about the risk, the dangers involved. At a point in time, his confidence failed him. But when he sat down and then he thought about all the things this people has been going through, and then it touched him somewhere deep in his heart. And he said, if it is the last assignment I had to do, I have to give my life to save these people. And then that was how he made it. And then they contracted him. And then he has an African ally he had, because the journey was supposed to be somewhere in Africa. So he had an African ally. And this ally has worked side by side with him in the Vietnam days when they went for an assignment. So he has been so close to him, and he trusted him so well, and he knew he could be able to do this job with his the support from the ally. So that was how he got him. He contacted him. He asked him to do some underground work, and then he prepared himself. Eventually left for the job. And then when he left for the job, they started the job, and then he was good. He was seeing the whole thing he had about. They gave him all the dossiers, things to expect from there, the dangers, the things he has to. But when this G7 gave him this job, they made one point clear. They told him they are not responsible for his safety. If he's taking the job, anything can happen to him. So, but he knew he was going to succeed, even though he had some doubts, some fear and everything, because when you go to a lawless place, you're just on your own. So what's going to help you, what's going to save you is your own personal instinct and a greater deal of luck on your side. So he went in for the job. And then with his African ally, they were able to execute a greater deal of this job. They went into reforms, capturing these people, setting them up, trying to get them, the police, the military, they made reform, even in the judiciary. And then at the end of the day, when it was like almost over, his friend, they got at his friend, his African ally. They got at him at the end. Yeah, they set him up, they got him. But then the person that got to him is someone from his past, Jerry Kingston's past. Is someone he knows. He knows his capability. He knows that this guy is way too high in his capability. He's a ruthless killer. He's a dangerous guy. He does anything. In fact, he's among the Italian mafia family. So he was recruited into the country by this same criminal gang that held the country hostage, because they knew things are really going somewhat awry. They've seen the things that is happening, and they needed someone to stop what is going on, because they felt this is a business they are into, so they don't need nobody to push them out of it. So they traced him, and then they killed him. But they killed him in the most gruesome way. And it was Jerry Kingston, when he saw the killing, and he knew there's only one man capable of doing this kind of bizarre killing. And that was when his memory went back. And then he remembered it was Dimitri. Yeah, Dimitri was the man, the only man who can do this kind of bizarre killing in this form. Very heartless. That was when he was struck by real terror, fear. He now knew he's faced with trying to save his own life against all odds. It was really terrifying. So he had to now move with the utmost caution he can, while trying to save himself, look out for himself, and also trying to see how he could finally eliminate this group, So, but at the end of the day, he almost lost his life, but he succeeded in pushing them out. Yeah. So he got the assignment done. So that's the basics. He got it done. And then they were really happy with him, and they had to honor him. And that was it. Yeah.
Wow. What inspired your book?
Well, like this thing, it happens many places. This kind of things, it happens like there are some of us, if you haven't been to somewhere, you wouldn't know there are lots of things, a lot of oppressiveness and things like this that goes on. A lot of it goes on in Africa, a lot of it goes on in Europe and some other countries. But not until you've been to such places and you've seen such things, you just wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. So like I said, forming ideas to write a story comes from, basically, it could be some personal experience. It could be what you observed or someone told you, stuff like that. So yeah, so like some of these things, though the story is a fiction, but then it has a lot of real life into it, So, but like, I have seen some of the things happen, and I know the worst form of it really, really still goes on. So I've seen some of these things happen, and I sat down one day, because like right from my high school days, I've always been a writer. I've been writing, and I've always been a storyteller. Yeah, I like telling stories. So when you tell stories and you try to put them down, pen to paper, and then that's just about how it all begins. So, but I have really been reading for a long time. I've read a lot of books, a lot of good, great authors. I've read their books, and then this has always given me inspiration. So now with this thing, I sat down and then I look at it. I said, "Wow, yeah, with this kind of thing, I think I could put together something. It could be a basis for my very first book." But it wasn't easy. It was like it took me 2 whole years to put it together. So it wasn't easy at all. So, and just like that, I was being encouraged from like past novels I've read. The inspiration is just there because like I've always been writing, but like I've never written something that is officially published. So now each time when I read other people's story and I knew that, wow, but there's nothing in it. As much as I'm already writing, I mean, and I have this inspiration, like with the story and all, I was able to put these things together and then make sense with it. So that's just it. I read a lot of crime. I read a lot of mystery. I read a lot of detective. I had so many type of novels, including horror and all the rest of it. So that's just the way it is. Yeah.
Wonderful. Christian, do you have anything else that you might want to share with the listener today?
Oh, well, like I have my second book that should be ready anytime from maybe October. Yeah, it's that title is The Gift from a Ghost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, The Gift from a Ghost. It's it's gonna be a very, very great novel. In fact, it's gonna be a thriller. Yeah, so it's coming up. I'm almost done with it. So very soon I'm gonna send it to my publisher's Page Publishing, so they're gonna start work on it. So I'm hoping maybe October it might just be out. Yeah. So that's just a bit about it. And then the only thing I could say, I'm gonna encourage maybe upcoming writers. I'm gonna tell them because it's not an easy thing when you're trying to write a book. You're gonna really believe in yourself. You're gonna really have the courage. I mean, you're gonna work on yourself. Yeah, that's when you have to believe in yourself because you can easily be discouraged any point in time. Well, especially when you're sitting and the ideas is not flowing the way it should flow. You should always give it time. And just the determination, the drive, and the focus. That's what works it. So like I knew how many times I tried to stop. I moved and then I stopped in between, and then I took some like few weeks, a month, I wasn't writing anything. And then another time I bounced back in it, and then I start just all over again. So it's really a task that people have to write because writing is part of education, it's part of entertainment and all this. So that's just the way it is. Yeah, and I'm a healthcare professional. I also have a degree in economics. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, Christian, I have so enjoyed talking with you this afternoon.
Yeah.
The Niagara Assignment is available now where books are sold, and your new book is coming this October. Remind me of that title.
Yeah, sure.
Christian, we did have a bit of a delay, so I'm going to redo that. And Mr. Editor, you can fix that in post. I'm going to finish with that ending again. Well, Christian, it was so great talking with you today. His book, The Niagara Assignment, is available now, and his new book is available this October. Would you remind me of that title?
Always The Gift from a Ghost.
The Gift from a Ghost, where books are sold. So you want to buy The Niagara Assignment now, read it, and then get The Gift from a Ghost this October. Thank you so much, Chris. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been wonderful talking with you.
With you as well. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. Yeah.